welcome back. Then today we are coming up with some of the nosodes that we have been studying earlier also. And today I think it will be better to discuss about the ultimate in nosodes, ultimate in nosodes. That is the final up to now what we see. uh, Many other nosodes represented some of the area, and there are the nosodes which have got lesser applications, and there are the nosodes which have got the wider applications. That means the poly this type of the nosodes and the rare medicines type of the nosodes. So among the polycrest type of the nosodes, today we have the medorinum, tuberculinum, and sorinum. They have got ample of symptoms, and more than all these medicines, there are many informations have been gathered now about the carcinosin. So let us see about the carcinosin because it will facilitate us to understand more about the nature of the nosodes also. So through the nosodes carcinosin, we shall be understanding also what is the nosodes is. So what is nosodes also. So with this, I am just sharing my slides so that we can have discuss on it. Okay. Yeah. So it is usually I call it a breakthrough in the nosodes. Why? Because with the discovery of the carcinosin or clinical proving started long back, we see the history in the published literatures and many other literatures. Uh, it has now reached to the maximum of its symptomatology, and symptoms are coming more frequently indicated in our clinics. This is the introduction of cancer nosodes by the Crompton Burnett. He was the person who introduced the medicines. It is a major addition for the source of the drug in homeopathy. Among them, carcinosin is commonly used uh, uh, nosodes which came into the light into the latter part of the 19th century. So it is a late discovery, but yet it is the latest discovery. Then carcinosin development from the expectations of the other. What is the meaning of expectations? Expectations, what we expect. Because whole of the universe is thinking about the cure for the cancer, and there is still there is no medicines that have been discovered in different other system of medicines about the cancer. That's why the great hope we are seeing with the discovery of the carcinosin. In this world of competition, every parent expect their child should earn money and the fame they expect. So what I conclude carcinosin from the background that it is the medicines uh, which emerges into the human life, uh, not hereditarily, but hereditary is also true, but the acquired phenomena is the acquired that get instilled into your life is a mind which is get compressed due to the expectations of the parents. So in this world of competitions, and what we see when you look into the history of the carcinosin, uh, this medicines and the name carcinosin has been given came from the word crabs. Crabs, you know, crabs. What is the food of? I'll go into the details of the crab functioning in this lecture itself. But crab it usually eat themselves. Eat themselves means they have the tendency to eat their own place. Even the baby crabs, which is born, their first feed is their mother's face. So this is the greatest mystery. Eating oneself. This is information that you should carry in mind when you try to utilize this carcinosin into your practice. Cancer is the process expression of disorganization action of the diverse external influence. Disorganizations, perfections, and integrity are the main theme for the carcinosin personality. Psychosomatic profiles of the patient suffering from cancer reveals traumatic childhood, although the latter life they claim to be uneventful. Rejections from parents or siblings uh, through death or desertion in some of the significant childhood experience. How they are dealt with so that in later life you push them down to evolve and as earnest, sincere, and responsible individual. Denial of emotional attachment leading to dampening of the spontaneity, loss of pleasure, and inhibition of free expression would be the natural outcome. So, when the child is born, and they are under the guardianship of their parents, and the guardian you want to uh, and to be their child to be the most disciplined person, most responsible person, and most sincere person, although the nature of the child was not that. So there is a contradictions of the emotions that used to happen in most of the children in the present society, and it is not in one society but in every phenomena of the universe. So expectations, class of expectations is another information for this carcinosis. So cancer and crabs that I was just now talking, cancer and the crab. The Greek term has been used in Hippocrates 460 to 370 BC to denote certain type of the tumors because they resembles that the Greek physicians observed between the lesion and the shape of the crabs. So this is not new for the medical world. Hippocrates itself discovered it, and he saw that there is a type of the tumor which is very much similar to the crabs. So uh, crabs eats crabs. Now, just I was just talking about it. First food for the baby crab is its own mother place. Even mother crabs eat their babies. So it is like that, eating themselves among themselves, and carcinosin is represents the eating themselves. This is the theme that very important themes that we can that will make you excited and nervous to feel about the things that goes to the into the life of the cancer patients. Carcinosin. Now this is a beautiful poem about the carcinosin. She became her own adult in childhood. She became her own adult in childhood, speculating things like people do in their adulthood. Makes her emotions so vital in her personal life book, easily offended when someone pokes her outlook, likes to travel in oak wood, but lack of confidence lives in her livelihood. The great significance of duty is seen from her whole story look. Being a lover of dance, she own, grooms her own womanhood. So is not other than Carcinosin, to whom people hardly understood. Being in the repression, she always stay in her pocket book. This beautiful poems, I don't know who was the person who created this beautiful song, but each line will represent the symptomatology for this. The first line you see, the adult in childhood, precocity of the symptoms. The speculating things about their and their feeling themselves that they are adult. Emotions are setbacks, easily offended. All these like to travel. The people want to come out from the situation and they like to travel outwards. And but lack the confidence in her livelihood. So the contradictions is very important for this carcinosin patient. The first use of the carcinosin, the cancer nosodes, was by the James Tyler Kent. He called it carcinosin, carcinoma, and this is how he prepared the remedy, he prepared it from the mammary cancer. The patient had continual sipping of clear, colorless, watery discharge from the open cancer. A small quantity of this filled with the shipped and potenti and had and served satisfactorily. Used it in a palliative cases, palliative in cancer cases. Carcinosin relieves the sharp, burning, tearing pain. With this remedy, the patient have been kept comfortable for many years when cure was impossible, and the cancer's development continued. This is written in the Kent's lesser writing in a page number 532, clinical cases. So Dr. Kent himself utilized this carcinoma and the medicines which is prepared. Nowadays you are getting the carcinosin from the other type of the tumor also, but what Dr. Kent used and what we are using, it is the mammary cancer. The English homeopath James Crompton Burnett, well-known practitioner, and well-known colleague Dr. J.H. Kellogg was the next to do research and practice in this field of the cancer research. They used the serum primarily, which is said to have the taken hard cancer, which is hard, and carcinosin. According to the Clark account in his book, The Cure for Tumors, this nosodes is derived from the hard cancer. So, following this work, cancer nosodes are seldom mentioned. The exception being few lines. Boric, he had given some lines into it, the Nabels and others. Then Donald Fobister, struck picture of carcinosin was given in 1952. He noted the and he practiced that. This made him wonder whether this appearance of mother cancers. He collected the similar cases and prescribed carcinosin for those of his patients who had characteristics along with the family history of cancer. So there are the variety. The person who is having the family history of the carcinosin, they were used. So all these historical studies are very important. Subsequently, Lee Templeton directed a veritable improving of the remedy. Unfortunately, the origin of carcinosin preparations which was obtained from the Nelson is not known. It is possible that it is dates back to Burnett, Clark, Nabels, or Cooper effect. These are the sources from where we have got the information. This was the beginning of rapid development of homeopathic knowledge about the cancer nosodes, a development in which many authors took part. New preparations have been made and used and soon included in the carcinoma. An essential feature is now it is a carcinosin, and cancer itself is now taken as a canceric miasm, cancer miasm. By canceric miasm, we mean the inherited predisposition of an organism to develop malignant infection at a certain period of their life. Development of cancer in an organism is a matter of predisposition that can be inherited. So it is not the new things. You can the life develops right from the beginning. The birth you have inherited the characteristics of the cancer. In the past, the idea was not fully accepted, but today it seems to be meeting growing acceptance due to the observed fact that carcinosin acts in cases where there has been passive cancer in the ancestry of the patient. Caution should be exercised, however, as not all cases with a family history of cancer will develop it. Now, it is also true. Now, in many of the family, you will not find the other family might have suffered from the cancer, but the people may not, the present generation may not be having the cancer. This is also true. And then it is not really a disease, or we can say. Why not disease? It is a constitutional pattern. That's why it has been included. The cancer miasm has been terminology terminology these days. It is the way it manifested and the specific location of the disturbance depends on the inherent sensitivity of the organism that have been inherited or developed during the lifetime. So, influence of the environment, that means the cancer can happen not only by the genetic family but from the outside also. Like nowadays, it is very much well known that the smoking tobacco, too much exertions, and too much indulgence brings you the conditions for the carcinosin. It is a wide range of applications. Nowadays, we call it the polycrest nosodes because it has got lot of different pathology. It is becoming increasingly applicable to today's patient as was the tuberculinum and medullinium in the earlier time. But it has thus overpassed the medullinium and tuberculinum also. Several strains of cancer has been developed as separate remedy to cover the different parts. Nowadays, you will not see that there is only carcinosin. There are other carcinosin developed from the liver cancer, from the uterus cancer, from the so different type of the carcinosin is available in the market. Carcinosin can be indicated either as a constitutional remedy where it acts deeply and repeatedly if there is a relapse, or it may act as a remedy to uncover a certain layer of disturbance and to open up a case, whereby it will act only once or repetition and will provide no results at all. Vaccination may also be useful remedy in manifest cancer cases, as a lot of other pathologies, but disappointingly, it does not act in a deeper or curative manner in most of the active cases of cancer. This is because of the order of to benefit from its action. The patient must have the rare and peculiar symptoms that belong to this remedy. The remedy should be definitely thought of in the cases where there is a strong tendency to cancer in the family, even if the patient parents and the family may not have the direct effects of the cancer. There may also be other diseases in the family or individualistic. So many disorders may be there. In that cases also you can think about the carcinosin. Boric quoting the Clark, he says, it is claimed that carcinosin acts favorably and modifies all cases in which either a history of a carcinoma can be elicited or symptoms of the disease itself exist. I disagree with the use of the word all, but definitely carcinosin is a remedy that should be considered in such cases. In homeopathy, we cannot say it is must, it is specific. Yes, it is when as we use this word only when it is indicated, this should be the thoughts. That understanding the peculiarity of the cancer, carcinosis, this remedy. Mind, the main characteristics of the cancer case. There is excruciatingly painful experience in the life. The persons might have suffered such a drastic type of the grief or in the life. There is a disorder in the defense system of the organism, a disorganization that tends towards the total deterioration due to the multiplications of disease cells, a tendency the defense mechanism desperately try to put back in order. A horrifying experience of the individual to have the awareness of the cancer tumor in him. So, seeing the cancer, suppose a person in a family, the cancer patient is there, and other members are horrified, they get it terrified, but simply seeing the wounds, the type of the wounds that makes it very difficult to get it accepted with the family. Easily offended. Now I am coming to some of the mental symptoms. Easily offended, cannot stand any kind of reprimands, seeks order and control. They are very fastidious, sympathetic, compassionate, feels acutely the pain of the other. They are very sympathetic. Among the sympathetic medicines, you may be thinking about the causticum and other medicines, but it is more than that. Causticums, horrible things affect. They are very much affected by the very, very terrifying things. Lack of self-confidence, wants to please everyone. है ना? Guilty feeling for something they have not done. Lack of reactions, absence of fever, and precaution. Then vulnerability and oversensitivity. Carcinosin people are generally easily hurted. They are very vulnerable, emotional, but try to conceal it. There are, however, different kind of manifestation and reaction to this remedy. The first type of the people who need carcinosin, the vulnerable manifestation in an extreme sensitivity to mental, emotional, or physical pain. As a consequence, they cannot stand any reprimands. A strong fear of humiliations is present. A sensitive to censor is so marked that they experience any kind of criticism as a shock. If rebuked, they can go into a veritable hysteric stage. The least remarks seems to offend them easily. They are offended by any comment that might cause some kind of pain because they feel this pain so actively. So slightest things become the triple seems important for them. The simple things become very, they feel every. So even the slight pain, they will feel it like as a great blast into their life. Even if there is no intention on the other part of the person to cause them pain or attack them, even if the remark seems to be insignificant, unimportant by to other person, people they feel this way. You may not be spoken to them, hurting them, but they feel it in a different way. So taking everything the bad part, it is another rubric that you can see in the report. In addition, if something upsets them, they often think about it for days or on end. They simply cannot forget. Obstinacy in general is the symptom which also have been observed in carcinosin cases. This kind of sensitivity makes them live in a state of constant unhappiness, grief, and sorrow comes easily into their life. The carcinosin grief had the source of sense of weakness of the will, not wanting to confront with the others, not demanding, not asking for the thing, in their propensity to accept rather than demand. In this state, carcinosin appeared to be more similar to the natural veriticum. Carcinosin people will also become resigned more easily and they give up and they quit quickly, quite because they are afraid to disturb others by their complaining. Actually, it is a state somewhat between stephanogeria and natural mute. In this respect, repression of emotion is something quite common in this type of the carcinosin case. They are very submissive and repressed type of the person. Fear of the rudeness of the other is also, so we can call them the timid persons. So the fear of the rudeness of other is also frequent in the carcinosin patient of the first type. As their defense are compromised, they feel unable to face the aggressiveness of the world from the time they were child. Children of this type are submissive, well-behaved, easy to handle, over-adapted. They appear to be very kind, very obedient, and very wise because they have been trained. They have been compelled by their parents. So only to please their parents. Carcinosin children of this type cannot express their own demands towards others. So they cannot hold their own at school with other children. They also are unable to express what they need and want from the parent, and therefore they may appear suppressed by them. This behavior is reinforced if the parents are actually not aware of the particular sensitivity of the child. They cannot be themselves for fear that they will not be accepted, they will not be appreciated, they will not be loved, and thus they are in a state of constant insecurity. This is the prime underlying position for their behavior. When they grow older, they still feel that they have their weak wills, cannot say no, wants to please everyone. So lack of confidence and depressions, they are unable to believe in themselves. They cannot believe them what any emotional stress or conflict makes them almost sick. They try to avoid conflict. Quarreling between the parents makes them too sensitive. The you, mother and father, they are quarreling. They see the quarrels, and these are the things that make them horrible. They desire harmony and perfection, craving for affections, and feeling of not being loved being brings various type of illness that is stomach pain, asthma, etc. Then depression makes them to avoid company and prefer loneliness. Alone and silent they prefer. And aversion to conversation. Sadness but cannot weep. Emotions are blocked. Constant state of unhappiness, apathetic and indifferences, and ultimately the suicidal dispositions. Now there are the two types of the cancer. Lack of self-confidence and depression expresses aggressive aggression and destructiveness. Just see that here, this is called the other face of the cancer. Cannot tolerate reprimand, criticism, totally inconsiderate of feelings of other rude behavior. So what things we usually call the carcinosin patient to be burning at the two ends. At one end also the candle burning at the two ends. This end also they are trying to please other and internally they burn it themselves and sometimes they get exploded like this. So this is the two phases of the carcinosin. Horrible things and supernatural things. And horrible things and sad stories affect them profoundly. The element of aggressions of the huge, the supernatural is prominent. Powerful natural phenomena like thunderstorms, earthquakes affect them fearfully. Then orderly perfectionist type of the persons inherent need for to establish order, very tidy, over attention to details, guilt conscience as if something wrong has been done. Another type is extremely disordered and unclean. These are the two phases that you can see that. Then anxiety and fear, anticipations, anxiety with fear of failures, fear of humiliation and reproaches. There are many phobias, many fears, height, or something which is very difficult seems to inexplicable, inexplicable anxiety and anxiety for the others. They are sympathetic and highly responsible. They are compassionate persons, feels pain of the others in their part of the body, highly sensitive, high sense of responsibility, some sense of clairvoyance. They see, they can forecast this and this. So intuitive type of the persons are, opposite types are also present. They are strong intellectual power. They like to read, stimulate their mind. Mental exertions and physical exertions usually ameliorate. Poor memory, dullness of mind, opposite types are also there. Carcinosin child, precocity, as I told you, it speaks in very refined way at very early age. Opposite types are also observed very slow in their development, sleeplessness and night terror, position during the sleep, knee elbow position like that of the medullarium, and then asthmatic conditions will be there. Apparently, sexuality and other traits, appearance. The classic trend of carcinosin appearance has been brownish, capulet, like that of the coffee. This is the capulet. Uh, Complexion blue scarletic, numerous black circular moles. Skin may be pale and transparent, giving this patient a refined and delicate appearance, which is matched by this corresponding behavior. There are also a brown spot on the skin, lentigens. The head may be disappropriately large, particularly the forehead, which may be huge. There are maybe the tendency to unusual hair growth on the face and the spines. So you see, I see that this type of the remarks on this baby. I have just photographed. You can see that usually some babies have this, and in the adult also you can. Uh, the patient appearance, of course, never mandatory component for the prescribing for remedy and should not be expected in every case of the individual. There is a tendency for formation of calvoid, and Pastero found that carcinosin reduced the number of calvoid scars caused by the plastic surgery. Then carcinosin patients often have a strong passionate nature, and women are attached in the passionate way to their partners. They are greatly need they greatly need the need for the love and affection that they may exhibit almost a compulsion to get much sex as they can. Sex is always more easy for them to give themselves as their shy and undemanding nature keeps them from asking affections on the emotional plane. They feel weak and defenseless and cannot express their demands, make them feel even dependent on their partners. They are not promiscuous but are easily sexually aroused. They, they become very depressed after having a giving so much of themselves. The love for nature shields themselves against the great weakness of which they are vulnerable. Carcinosin patient tends to be the artistic person, and they are sensitive to music, love dance, give marked sense of the rhythm. They often loves to read. Even young children are fond of reading literature. Everything that cannot hurt emotions and at same time they stimulate the mind and imagination affect them easily. Beautiful thing, music or intense sad story can make them cry, and when they read a story, they live with it. And love for nature, they also like to travel in order to live close to the nature. A strong food desire for the chocolates, this is very important for this medicines. They often exhibit a strong desire for the and aversion for the food, fat of meat, and a craving for spices is also frequently found. Strong aggravations or an emulations from the sea air, strong emulations of the in the evening, and tired in the sun, better in the evening, and tired in the morning, better in the evening are modalities that have often been observed in the carcinosis patients. Uh, and now there are some contradictory symptoms also. Childhood disease too soon or appear after the puberty. The same food can alternately be the desire or aversion. Very severe or absent. Migraine alternating with the asthma. Constructive feelings in brain pulsating deep in the brain. Aggravate C or aggravate or alternative. This is the alternating idea. Then physical general headache aggravates right-sided before the storm. These are some of the physical symptoms. Pain in forehead above the eye aggravates open ear, eye blue sclera, and frequent blinking, winking, tics and twitching, coryza, sinusitis, twitching tics, especially eyelids, brows, and grimace, and then mouth apathy, scraping aggravates before speaking, and then throat sensation of the lump in the throat. Then stomach anxiety or excitement felt in the stomach, nausea riding in car, abdomen constructive feeling emulates, pressure bending forward and wandering, flatulence, distension with colic in the and belly and rectum, severe constipations even without desire, hard stool like stone, burning pain in the colon, ascendant. Then female genitalia, sexual desire high, masturbation in children, dysmenorrhea, pain, labor-like cramping, ovarian cyst aggravate the right side, fibroid in uterus, and endometriosis. Then respiratory asthma at the young age from right fright, emulated at the seashore or aggravated at the seashore. Cough aggravate in morning, undressing, and then washing, shaving, stretching neck, yawning. Whooping cough, long-standing chronic pneumonia, chest swelling, breast before menses, and chronic mastitis. Sleep, sleeplessness, especially in children. Children have to be rocked, carry desire to be wakes suddenly as from the fright, falling asleep difficult from thoughts, wakes frequently, especially at 4 a.m. and cannot sleep afterward. Position genopectoral and dreams of searching something, someone he can't find. Skins are dark brown, complexions cafe-related spot, moles pigmented nape or declination, and keloid acne, face, upper back, and sternum, boils, eczema between shoulder, blades, sternum, aggravates milk, neurodermatitis, itching aggravates undressing, warts, lips, abdomen, back of hand, finger above the finger, nails, and foot tooth. They have got the alternating desire type of the desire. Uh, Same thing they desire and same thing they have their versions, but they have the strong desire for the chocolate and sugar, fat, raw potato, spices, sweet and sour, and a version for the fruits, potatoes, milk, salt, and eggs aggravate. So generally it is warm-blooded persons, most of them, but some of them are aggravated better by the cold or heat and they are aggravated by the sea or aggravate. Then short sleep aggravated them. Evening they are aggravated. They are aggravation of the vaccination periodicity 1 to 6 p.m., 5 to 6 p.m., or even every 7 days. Annual symptoms may be appearing annually. Contradictory and alternating states, mononucleosis, neurodermatitis, severe inflammatory illness, whooping cough, pneumonia in early childhood or early life childhood, past family history of the cancer, diabetes, tuberculosis, pernicious anemia, infectious disease, childhood disease like too soon appear after the puberty, very severe or absent. These are the medicines which can be taken as a complementary for the alumina, arsenic, arsenic, belly spur, calcarea phos, graphitis, lachesis, lyco, medorinum, netrum sulf, nitric acid, opium, sorinum, pulsatilla, cypria, streptococcus, sulfur, citrinum, and thuja. So this is the cycle of the carcinosin. Fear, let themselves be taken care of, inwardness, resentment, frequent frenetic breakthrough here, and then this is the cycle that you can see in the carcinosin's life. So thank you for this listening. I hope I might have I to explain you something about this. Not working. So it is the carcinosin. Usually I say that the carcinosin patients, there is a beautiful song. I think, let me see if it's there or not. So anyway, uh, let me see if I can have any other questions from you all, and I will try to. You can write me on my uh, WhatsApp or on my email, and I'll be happy to try to answer all of it. So with this, I conclude this session and stop this meeting.